to our channel. We have my mom and dad here with us this weekend, and so we thought we would do a Q&A with them. And you guys have asked us so many awesome questions that we are excited to answer for you.
Did your family vlog while your kids were growing up? No, we did not vlog, but we did have a video camera. When I was a child, we had a video camera.
Well, it wasn't a video camera, it was a Super 8 and 8 millimeter camera.
Right.
So Mom had a lot of home movies of her when she was little. We bought one of the very first VHS recorders when they came out. It was a little 2-part camera with a great big shoulder camera. It was pretty neat, and so we took a lot of home videos.
Someone asked us, what is the funniest story of when someone thought I was Ellie and Ellie was me? Honestly, we didn't really get that a lot growing up. I mean, yeah, we looked alike, but no one ever confused us. I got more than anything that I look like my brother, Bo. And if you don't know Bo, go check out the Griffith's Life vlogs and tell me if you think that there's resemblance between me and him.
Actually, that's not true. At church, the people at church were always getting you girls confused.
Really? Okay,
yeah.
well then I take that back.
Yeah, at church they
Okay.
did. People are like, who? Now who are your kids? Okay. Oh, my turn? Okay. Okay, several people asked what we were most proud of Julie and Landon for.
Boy,
Yeah.
here it comes.
Yeah.
The moment we've been waiting for.
Well, there's just so many things that we're proud of them for, but they're just so faithful, and they keep a positive attitude, and they work very hard. We're very proud of you for that.
Well, thank you. A lot of the questions that we've also gotten is, what do I love most about my mom? And I mean, anything that I learned it from you, Mom and Dad. And one of the things that my mom has shown me is being an example of forgiving other people. I think this answer can go for a lot of the questions, like, what is something that you learned from your mom, Dad? What is an example
That they've left for you.
Yeah, and or a trait that they have. And if my mom gets mad at us or like disciplining us when we were younger, she would easily move on just like that. The next hour, it was as if we never got in trouble. And if someone never did anything, she doesn't hold a grudge. She does not hold a grudge. And I think that's made the biggest impact on me, and it's just showed me to love everyone no matter what. I don't hold grudges.
The kids give us way more credit than we deserve to have. What? Yes,
No,
you do. Yes.
because otherwise you wouldn't still be married to this guy.
The one thing that I was thinking about when I was looking at these questions, an example came to my mind on something that I appreciate about the two of you, that I have looked at and thought that is how grateful you are for everything in your life. And one example of that, we were, your little Toyota car, it's seen smiles.
I was thinking the same thing.
Were you really?
Oh yeah, that was part of the reason it came out, was to change a half axle on it to make it work a little bit better. It's got a lot of miles on it, but Landon doesn't think nothing about it. He's not embarrassed by it. He's
I
just.
think he's kind of proud of it.
I am. I'm almost proud of that thing.
Yeah.
I'd rather pull up in a car like that.
Yeah,
What
but he's grateful for every little thing that he's.
And they
he's
take
got.
care of their things. They don't have a garage to park that in. And I looked through the window and I thought, look how clean that little car is. The driver's seat sits like this. It's just completely wore out, but it's clean.
Well, something that my dad taught us, Mom as well, but it was no matter what you have and how old it is, you take care of it. We had this really old Suburban, Broomhilda. Bo drove it around, that was the name of it. It was very old, the ceiling was falling down, but it didn't matter. We took care of it. We were nice to it. We didn't just junk it around because it was a junk car. It was our possession, and so we took care of it.
Oh, that's good.
What is one of my favorite meals that my mom has made and that my dad has made, and do I still make them? My mom's favorite meal that she would make growing up was just the basic Sunday meal. It was a roast with potatoes and carrots, homemade bread or rolls, and do I still make it? Yes, occasionally I do. I could be better about making the bread, but yes, I do make it. And my dad's meal that he made growing up was his Dutch oven lasagna. We haven't quite gotten around to breaking out our Dutch oven yet,
No, me
but
too.
that's one of my favorite meals that he would make. Dutch oven lasagna.
When we've lived out here for almost 3 years now, and I tell Julie, that's the one thing I miss about being home is Mom's homemade bread.
I will make
And Julie does a good job. She does a good job, but it's not quite the same.
The list of things that I can make is like this.
But they're all
You
delicious.
would make a good job, but
They're all
They are
delicious.
5 dang good things that you make.
Oh, thank you. I grew up in Idaho on a farm. We had
Soup, pies, roast,
It was very
potatoes.
basic. Right.
Yeah.
Meat and potatoes, man.
Well, your soups are amazing.
Thanks. Somebody asked us if we plan on taking a vacation, if we plan on
Yeah.
vacationing, and also what our favorite vacations were when we were kids. So maybe we can have that 2-part.
Okay.
You answer the vacation. We'll just yeah, we plan on going on a lot of vacations. We were introduced to cruises this year, and
This
I'm
year,
like,
went on
yeah.
our first cruise.
We're gonna
It
do
was
that.
It was a ball. Last year we went on our first motorcycle trip down to the Grand Canyon on our motorcycle. Had a ball. We want to do more of that. You can do those kinds of things when the kids are gone.
Right.
But we did have a lot of fun with our vacations with the kids growing up.
Our favorite memories, our favorite vacations were getting in the car and... Yes, my kids are downstairs. We're getting in the car and driving to Idaho and going to Grandma and Grandpa's house and floating down the river. And that is where we have most of our funnest and fondest memories of the kids, of the siblings growing up, was just getting in the car, being in the car, going to Grandma's and Grandpa's.
Vacations are important, and they don't have to cost. They don't have to cost a lot of money.
My dad was a scoutmaster for 9 years, and we went on a lot of campouts, and those were...
I mean, it's just, they're simple. They're things that generate memories. Visiting cousins, grandparents, family, I say. And that time that we have in the car, you develop a lot of bonds there where you're singing, you're telling stories. They're just hearing Mom and I talk about life and what we like and what we disapprove of, and that's where I think you picked up a lot of your traits and things that you like, is just listening to Mom and I talk in the car.
I remember one time you two were talking, you were kind of whispering, and you thought everyone was asleep in the car, and I thought, ooh, Mom and Dad are whispering, I want to know what they were talking about. So I kind of like put my head up and you turned around. What are you doing, Julie? Sit back.
Well,
We like to talk about those things too.
when they were little and, they'd fall asleep in the car and we'd carry them into the house, sometimes we knew that they had woke up. We knew that they were kind of pretending. So we'd say all kinds of little things. And oh, isn't she the prettiest thing you've ever seen?
Oh, they're just so darling when they're asleep. Oh, I just
And so
love
they'd
them.
stay asleep because they liked hearing.
That's cute. I find myself doing that with them, because
Do you?
she'll pretend to be asleep, yeah.
They've also asked about being a grandmother. What's one of the best things about being a grandmother? And for me, I love to hear the word grandma. I just love it when those little children will call me grandma. Grandma, look at this. Grandma, look at that. I love that. And now as a mom to older grown children, I love seeing what they do with their children, the traits that they carry on, and watching them nurture and take care of their little families is very rewarding. Another question that we got was what our first opinion of Landon was, and how we felt about Landon when we met Landon.
My first impression was they were already at our house. They were there for lunch, and Mom and I had come home from something. I don't remember what the occasion was, but we came home. They were in the kitchen. Landon had the fridge door open, looking in there, seeing what he could find. I knew there wouldn't be much, but he was just full of energy right off the bat. He was glad to see us. He introduced himself.
Well, I think you said, didn't you say, hey, Mom?
Yeah.
I think he did. I think you did.
I think he called you Mom right off.
He probably hugged us right off the bat.
Yeah. But it was a very positive first impression.
Yes.
And
Mom said I came across a little cocky.
yeah. Well, a little forward,
Just confident.
self-assured.
Confident. That was a good thing.
But I felt comfortable at that home from the get-go. I think that's, I mean, and you see that in the environment from everybody else's videos and from our videos and from, you know, every time anybody's over at their house, is they make that environment just, it's home. So the second I walked in there, I felt like, yeah, I can go to the fridge, I can hug him, I can call him mom, I can do whatever I want. This is home, you know? So I think I got that sense immediately.
Oh, that's fun, because we liked you right away.
Well, and that's just something about my mom and dad, bringing friends home from school growing up. You can have anyone in the house, and I think Joel has said this recently in one of their videos, that you can have like the highest person or the lowest person in your house, and anyone who enters your house feels comfortable because they just make it warm, and the way you communicate with other people, you want people to feel comfortable, and you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, and so you treat everyone with kindness. Landon, this is for you and I. What is one thing that we like most about living away from family, and what is the one thing we don't like most about living away from family? I know, we love living out here in Kansas City. It's been a lot of fun to be away from where we grew up, just to experience a new part of the States, and just to kind of have our own family here and do our own thing and kind of start doing our own traditions. The one thing that I miss the most, of course, is being involved with family activities, seeing everyone laughing on the floor and doing fun things. It's like, oh, I want to be right there laughing with my sisters. I want to go shopping with my sisters. Like, YouTube has been really good. It's been fun to like be able to actually see what you guys do and still be involved that way. But I'm like, oh, that looks like fun. I want to go with you guys to the park or whatever it is that they're doing. And so I do miss out on a lot of that. But it's also kind of nice to be able to know that Sunday night, I don't have any commitments to anyone but my own little family. I don't have to go to in-laws or grandparents or great-grandparents or whatever. It's just you and me for a couple of years, and that's kind of nice. What do you think?
Yeah. Both of our families are in a really fun stage of life right now. I grew up with 3 brothers and a sister, and we go and do fun stuff all the time too. And then, you know, the Griffith side of the family, we all get along so well with each other, and we all have a lot of similar interests, and we all go out and play together. And a family that plays together stays together. And if we're not there to play with them, we feel like sometimes it's harder to stay together. So we do miss out on that aspect of it. But absolutely, when we play together, just our little family here, we're growing a tight knit with each other. That you really can't experience, you know, every time we have a little issue or every time we need something, we can't run to mom and dad, we can't run to siblings to help us. And so it's put some thick skin on us, making us grow up a little bit and rely on each other a lot more.
One of my best memories of Landon is, of course, how we met. We worked together, and we would ride our bikes together to work and to school, and we just kind of lived our life in a little circle for a couple of years there, and so that's one stage of life that I'll never forget with Landon. One of my favorite memories with my dad is going camping and fishing with him. He taught us how to fish, how to get down and dirty and set up a tent and gut a fish, and I love those memories of being out in the wilderness and
The wilderness.
The wilderness, yes, the wilderness, the mountainside, the lake. It's the wilderness, right?
Yep,
Okay,
sure.
Yes.
Yep.
And then one of my favorite things about my mom, or memories, I remember I was probably 6 or 7 because we were in the old house, and I was sitting on your lap and you were drawing up little house plans, and you asked me, do you want a playroom here or here? And then you said, do you want like a messy playroom or an organized playroom? And I remember saying, oh, I want like a messy playroom. And then we built our house and we got into our house, and I'm like, well, where's the messy playroom? But I was always kind of next to your side when you were trying to organize furniture in the family room. You always asked my opinion, whether I knew what I was talking about or not, because I don't know what I'm talking about. You would include me in organizing and decorating your house. And then another thing that me and Ellie did a lot with my mom and dad was run to the store. Saturday mornings or grocery shopping, it was always, oh, can I get in the car with you? Like, we always wanted to be in the back seat wherever you guys went, in hopes that we would probably go get lunch or something. But I would sneak into the car just to go to the store with you because I love to go to the store with them.
Oh, well, now for sure I'm going to answer this next question because somebody asked me who my easiest child was. Really. I mean, they were all easy. Nobody ever gave us any, they really didn't give us any problems, any of them. But Julie was just an easy girl. You were You were an easy baby. They basically raised
Well,
themselves.
she had good friends growing up.
She had
did-
a wonderful friend.
She did well. She did well in school. We didn't have to harp on her to do her homework or piano lessons. She just did those things well.
She always
Just
did
kind of
that.
quiet, under the radar, just did what
I was gonna
we
say,
expected.
I think a lot of that is my personality, and you'll notice the difference between like Bonnie, Ellie, Ruby, me. Me and Bo, I think, are the most similar, but I have my thoughts and my opinions, but I don't always speak my mind.
Fish, but I don't think
No,
so.
no, she's perfect.
Oh, thank
She's perfect in every single way. So just leave it at that.
Okay. Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for all your questions. I'm sorry if we didn't get to one of your questions, but there were so many. We will leave the link to Landon and I's Q&A down below so that you can get to know us a little bit better, and that might answer some of your other questions. But once again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for being here with us. We've enjoyed our weekend.
Oh, it was a great weekend. Had a lot of fun. And we knew, it's worth the 16-hour drive to just, come out and,
Fix my car.
Well, and that only took 30 minutes. But it was great to reconnect with the grandkids,
Yeah.
with
They loved
Emma, Cooper and Porter. And what is so fun was we get here, Grandpa, Grandma, and just an immediate love and connection there. It didn't take them 2 or 3 hours to warm up to us, and we know that when your parents get here, it's the same reaction. Oh boy, Grandpa and Grandma, we love you. And there's just, and I think that's one of the great things about YouTube and technology with FaceTiming, is that it keeps our families connected, and they know who we are, they know who their cousins are, who their aunts and uncles are, and the families just, I think it's the greatest thing, and that's why we are willing to get in the car and make a vacation and a trip to come out to see you guys. It's great and it's fun.
Well, thank you. Thank you, everyone, and we hope you all have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.